Happy Friday, everyone. We'll get started shortly. We wanted to go live right at 7, but we had some things happen in the background. We had to prepare for the show. So we are here nonetheless. Let me just make sure of something before we get started. You all can let us know how your Friday is going. It's been a good one here. I've been up super early. How's your Friday, Terrence?
It's been busy. Just got we driving back from Florida today and got in the driveway and locked my keys in the vehicle. So got to figure that out after we get off this live stream.
As I was saying, today is something about the keys because I was talking to my friend over in the UK, and while we were in our conversation, she left her keys in the door at home and had to get an Uber to go back to get the keys and then get an Uber back to her car. Yeah, it's something about these keys today. Like, that's what we're talking about. The astrology, the cardology. It is a four of spades today. Four of spades is I kind of I don't know why this song came to mind, but I know why this song came to mind. I'm thinking about the four of spades as locked out of heaven. Cause the four is always the box, kind of rigid security. But when you have it with the spades, it's the consciousness. It's our heavenly nature, the crown. So what's been happening today, people have been feeling like my friend Juliana, been feeling like, hey, we've been locked out of heaven, like that Bruno Mars song. But yeah, I gotta, it's Sumter and Kent. We gotta put the music in everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to get started here shortly, everyone, because we have a dynamic episode for you. We are discussing Michael Jackson's Remember the Time. Okay. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Sumter and Kent. On this podcast, we discuss the cardology and the astrology of your top music hits. We definitely have a favorite tonight, today, whichever time you're watching this, it could be today or tonight. Michael Jackson, Remember the Time. And we do remember that video. If y'all know you was around, even if you wasn't around and you seen the video, you know that was a top-notch video. My name is Elmira, and we also have.
My name is Terrence.
And what's your role here on the show, Terrence?
I'm the resident song astrologer, musician astrologer.
Okay, I gotta ask you today, because we haven't discussed that in any of the other episodes. What made you want to, because you look at the astrology in different ways, what made you want to look at music astrology per se?
Because with astrology in general is oh it's it's used for prediction, it's used for timing different things. And I noticed in other areas like sports, finances, the stock market, movie premieres, you always find that if you look at the astrology that certain movies are released or an album came out or somebody won a championship or like even award shows, Grammys, the Oscars, BET, MTV Awards, Billboard Awards. These award shows always happen around some specific event in astrology, especially like an eclipse. I think the Grammys is always near an eclipse.
Certainly true, certainly true. Well, yeah, there it's not by chance any of these release dates, performance dates, album release dates, that occur around these eclipses, these conjunctions, what have you. Without further ado, we will start with the birth chart. Do you have Michael Jackson's birth chart? Because we all got to know. Most people probably already noticed when he was born, August 29th, 1958. I know some
Uh,
some super
oh, let me
fans,
get
they probably, hmm,
oh yeah, I got the chart for that. Oh, are you seeing it on the screen?
yeah, it's up there.
Um, so for this one, yeah, I got a slideshow for his chart. It starts off the star, the dreamer, the shadow, the astrological profile of Michael Jackson, and here we have his chart, the blueprint of an icon. He's a Virgo. He has the sun in Virgo at 6 degrees. So he's a relentlessly driven worker. So he's known for, of course, his dancing, and he's known to practice the same dance move over and over for hours at a time. The moon in Pisces, he's the boundless, sensitive dreamer. So if you look at all his videos, it's always like I don't want, well, I guess some of them could kind of be considered like a fairy tale or like a fantasy type theme to it. So he was, of course, a dreamer, and Pisces is a water sign. So, of course, he was also very sensitive and passionate about his music. The Pisces rising, the magical, ethereal persona, because people will be passing out when they see him in person. And a lot of people compare him to the Archangel Michael
Hmm.
because he was almost such a superstar. He was almost like like a spiritual being or something. Like nobody who else had people passing out and just falling out when they see him. Like nobody else gets that reaction except Michael Jackson.
I got some questions about this chart because I'm noticing something because of the cardology. Two things. That 10 degrees, what is the meaning of that? The 10 degrees you see on both sides.
Oh, that this on the left here is his rising sign, and this would be, well, that's his ascendant, the rising sign, which was the degree, the moment he was born, that's what was on the ascendant. And the descendant is of course always 10, is also 10 degrees. Um, and that yeah, that's just the degree of his rising sign.
Yeah, I only ask because you know what his card is. His card is a 10 of hearts, everybody. You might not be able to see that, but that's okay. I'm just going to tell you it's a 10 of hearts. So this 10 shows up because what the 10 of hearts is all about, as you were saying, Terrence, Pisces, sensitivity. It's almost like that Ralph Tresvant song, You Need a Man with Sensitivity, a man like me. This is what the Ten of Hearts is about. It's very sensitive and balanced because you have the one and the zero, and all of these hearts is very compassionate. He cares, you said it as well, he cares for humanity. I would say this Ten of Hearts in cardology is a lot like the Aquarius in astrology in that it's the humanitarian. This is like it, and this card does not show up as a birth card but 5 times a year. So it's very rare for somebody to be born under this. Plus, this combination too, you're showing with the Virgo moon Pisces, rising Pisces.
Oh, yeah. Um, oh, and we have the boundless dreamer. Pisces rising and moon is in the first sign. We see it right here. So he's highly sensitive, magical, and imaginative persona. The Peter Pan archetype is a deep desire to hold on to childhood, physically manifested in the creation of Neverland Ranch. As he was definitely big on uh, having like a childlike persona because he had been singing, performing, traveling since he was 5 years old. So really, he'd never had a regular childhood like everyone else. So of course, as he grew up, he still wanted to keep, we still wanted to experience what it was like to be a child, to be able to play and, like he said, climb trees, eat popcorn and cotton candy, and ride the carousel and the Ferris wheel. He had a whole amusement park at his house. Um, did the universal empathy, strong innate connection to animals, and a profound desire to heal the world through emotion. Uh, yeah, his connection with animals. He had what he had, of course, Bubbles, the monkey.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had giraffes. He had all kind of animals on his property. Basically, a zoo right there at Neverland Ranch. He was a relentless perfectionist. Uh, Virgo sun in the sixth house. Daily routines, work, service. Of course, we know how much he practices the same dance move for hours at a time. Um, and I've heard a few different producers that worked with him that said, even though he didn't play an instrument, he knew exactly the sound he wanted to hear on the track when he sang, and he was actually pretty good at imitating the sound or the rhythm that he wanted for the track too. Um, yeah, clinical detail, obsession with analyzing and perfecting every physical movement, beat, visual element of his art. Talent meets discipline. His natural musical gifts were rigorously molded by an intense practicality, punishing work ethic.
I can say, because this
Full,
has come up multiple times on this podcast, this Virgo, because that's you. Ain't that you?
yeah, that is.
The perfectionist, even prepping for this today. I ain't got it right. It's not right. It's not right. What?
Yeah, it's hard to it's hard for it not to be perfect. It's hard for me to deal with it.
It's in the chart. Here come MJ. MJ and TK.
So he was born under a full moon. His life was defined by the profound opposition between his Virgo sun and Pisces moon, a continuous lifelong tug of war between a demanding, highly critical physical reality, a uh, boundaryless, deeply emotional inner world. He was the regal showman. He had a stellium in Leo, which is all these was it yeah, Mercury, Venus, and Uranus here in Leo. So that was a dramatic expression, regal. So that's kind of regal is kind of like saying royal, like king. So of course, the way he carried himself, like the way people treated him, is like he was a king stepping down off the throne, like most places he went. Um, Distinctive style crafted to command absolute attention. Like if you look at some of his concerts, he would just stand on stage for like 5 minutes and people are going crazy, passing out. Um, I think it was one of the performances he did. What song was that? Human Nature, I think. And then he threw his hat in the crowd and they turned the lights out. And who knows what happened in the crowd after that. Um, he was he was the entertainer, warned against gestures and theatrical storytelling. Um, yeah, one of his concerts, he at the end of the concert, he flew away on a jetpack. Like he had
Mm.
the little jetpack on, and he flew off in the crowd over the crowd. And I think it was the Super Bowl. He had the multiple versions of Michael Jackson that were up at the top of the stadium, and then he comes and jumps blast out of the stage and starts the show. So it was always like an event, like going to his watching his concerts. You knew you were
Yeah,
getting a
another
show.
thing another thing based on what you're saying is I heard, I don't know what show this was, but he said it was just mayhem at the end of the show. He had left the stadium and the people didn't know he was gone. They thought he was still there, like cheering, Michael, Michael. He said he was in a van, truck, or whatever. He left. He said, I'm on my way. He beat the crowd and just left.
Yeah, I think I do remember hearing that before. Yeah, he was revolutionizing the stage. Uranus and Leo is the planet of sudden change and rebellion, and that was in the sign of entertainment. Leo is the sign for entertainment. Breaking the mold, he was challenging traditional norms through authentic, bold self-expression. There was nobody else. There was nobody else putting on a show like him. And some people could argue that even since then, there hasn't been anyone. I mean, there's great performers: Chris Brown, Beyonce. You got Taylor Swift. But still, their shows. You go back and look at a Michael Jackson concert. It still doesn't seem to be quite at his level. And pioneering media, he revolutionized the concept of a music video, fundamentally changing dance on a global scale. Of course, it started with the Thriller video, and then what? Thriller, Bad the Bad video, Black and White, and then this. And then when his videos came out, of course, back then was way before YouTube. So you knew what time it was going to premiere. Oh, Sunday night at 8, the new Michael Jackson video. Everybody was at the cat in front of the TV. We got to see what
Hmm.
what the new Michael video is gonna be. So it was it was like a movie premiere. Like everybody stopped what they're doing, and we got to get home to see Mike tonight. Um, let's see, the physical engine. He had Mars and Taurus. That's the planet of action and aggression. In the slow, steady, stubborn sign of the bull. Unmatched stamina, the extraordinary physical endurance required for his intricate high energy dance routines, building empires, a dog persistence to execute massive tangible projects and build enduring financial empires. The price of power. He had the sun conjunct Pluto in the sixth house. The ego is the sun, which merged with the planet of transformation, which is Pluto. So the body transformation, he literally went from black to white over his lifetime. Like the different,
How
if
you
you
gonna
look at
say
his,
that about Michael?
I mean, it's true. Because every album he looked completely different. If you look at 'cause if you look at Jackson 5 Michael and then look at Invincible Michael, it's like you wouldn't even somebody that young now would look at it and be like, this can't be the same person. But it was.
They said it ain't. I heard from a remote viewer that he was cloned. I don't know. We
Yeah,
don't
I've
know.
heard a couple of different things. Yeah, we don't know. Not for sure. Um, let's see, the power dynamics, a life lived under heavy control and abusive authority figures combined with profound struggle to claim his own personal power. Of course, we know the story about his father, Joe Jackson, that was real hard on him growing up and like kept him or kept was really hard on him, like kept him performing, practicing. There was no time for him to really go out and have fun and take breaks. It was like constant work from the time he was 5. Let's see. Then let's see the eighth house enigma that governs the occult, shared resources, deep psychological transformations, what we hide from the public. And for Michael Jackson, this area of his chart is dedicated to extreme, often painful fluctuations in his private life, legal battles, and profound isolation. So there was always scandals of who's he dating. Uh, then, of course, the legal battles, the allegations of him with children and what's going on in Neverland Ranch and being isolated. Because I mean, when you're at that level of fame, he had to go out in full disguise, like movie makeup disguise, just to go out and feel what it's like to go shopping in a grocery store or just to walk down the street. Um, there's a wealth scandal and sacrifice. He had Jupiter conjunct Neptune in the eighth house, the planet of expansion colliding with the planet of illusion and scandal. So it's boundless extremes, attaining almost unfathomable wealth to reach paired with dangerous lack of personal boundaries. Um, yeah, because of course, he made a couple 100 million. People say he was broke, but either way, and even still, his albums generate, I think, billions of dollars since he's died. Um,
Hmm.
and let's see, public scrutiny, lapses in judgment that left his life wide open to several legal issues, public suspicion, ultimate tragedy. And I remember one of the biggest scandals is his son Blanket when he held him over the balcony with the blanket over his face. And everybody was like, "Oh no, what's he doing? He's gonna drop the baby over the side." And his explanation is people wanted to see the baby, so I was just trying to show it to him. Like that was his way. Like, well, if they want to take pictures, I'll hang the baby over the side so you can get a better look.
He
Um,
had a blanket over blanket.
I believe that's where the name came from, was from that
Oh
incident.
yeah.
Yeah, his karmic baggage. He had the South Node here in Aries, and that fierce, independent, sometimes isolated energy that carried out from the past, guarded exterior, struggle to express vulnerability, often masking deep insecurities with a bold, self-reliant, and highly guarded public face, internal battles, a subconscious reservoir of frustration and a fear of betrayal stemming from early emotional hurts. Pursuit for harmony, his North Node was here in Libra. That's the ultimate life purpose pointing towards peace, diplomacy, and connection. That makes me think of his song, was it Heal the World? Earth Song. They don't really care about us. He was making songs basically for the people. Like you said, humanitarian. He was definitely about the people.
Hmm.
Um, Vital collaborations, finding his greatest success and fulfillment through creative partnerships, like of course Quincy Jones and Thriller, which is still standing as like the biggest album of all time. Um, yeah, there, healing the world, the lifelong desperate attempt to balance his fierce internal drive with the universal desire to cultivate love and global harmony. Um, this is basically just a summary of everything. There's the perfect storm of Western astrological alignments that collide to create singular, unrepeatable cultural force. Um,
Have you seen any other charts similar to his?
um, mm, not that I can think of. I mean, some of it is almost similar to my chart a little bit. Well, I mean, not exactly, but I mean, uh, well, of course, I'm also a Virgo, so that's some of it is a little similar. But I'm definitely not a performer or anywhere famous like Michael Jackson. Um, so his legacy is in the stars, a magical essence derived from inner dwellings brought into manifestation through relentless work. His chart remains a testament to the ultimate human duality, and his art lives on eternally.
And we got the glove.
Uh, Yeah, that's all I got for that one.
Yeah, so we got to talk about this song release date when Remember the Time came out because this was on the what? This was on the Dangerous album, correct?
Yeah, the Dangerous
Wasn't it on
album.
the Dangerous? Yeah, and on that cover, it was some
Yeah,
intricate
yeah, it
artwork.
was.
I know people looked at it, but everybody, you should go back and look at that album cover because it's a lot on there. This particular artist rendering hidden pieces, esoteric symbols, as you mentioned in his chart. He was big on delving into that arena. And the song, Remember the Time, was released on January the 14th, 1992. And it was the second single from the album, Dangerous, that was released the previous year. Guess what the card is? We got a good card that matches his divine energy, the King of Diamonds. So to me, that kind of solidifies him as the king of pop. And that's why he made these companies all this money. The diamonds is all about money, material possessions, him selling them tickets, him selling the merchandise. People still to this day on the cusp of the movie, the full film coming out on April the 24th. They got theaters. I know this one lady, well, yeah, she's a lady. I was going to call her a girl. But she has her channel is called MJ Fangirl. She has so much memorabilia. There's people who created museums with the Michael memorabilia they collected. So this release date was King of Diamonds. So it's the top the highest of value, and that's what he provided for the world. He was making everybody money. The songwriters, the producers, Teddy Riley, who produced this song, King of Diamonds. What you guys say about that?
Um, I do have a chart for the day that song was released. Um,
And that was 6 days before my birthday, too, because
oh
my
yeah, it
birthday's on
was.
January 20th.
Yeah, that was yeah, January 14th, 1992. And a couple of things stand out about this chart because on that day he had there was wait, oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Uh yeah, because on that day there was let's see, he had Jupiter that day was opposite of his moon. So the moon, it represents your emotional self. Uh, so yeah, like we were saying earlier, that's his yeah, he's very emotional. So with Jupiter, that was like a big event for him to be releasing this song. Because you got uh yeah, Jupiter expands and it's also luck. And then you also have here Venus, which is trying to his Venus, which is all a big deal there because that's luck and that has to do with the way you feel about yourself. And, we got also have Mars here, which was opposite of his. What? No, Pluto was opposite of his natal Mars, which is like a big major event. So that's like a that would be have something to do with the premiere of it being a big deal because that's like an action event when you have Mars opposite Pluto. And Mars was also trying to Neptune and Uranus, which Uranus would be a sudden event, so that's also a premiere. And if you look at the single makes you imagine, like remember the time. So that's like an illusion, like now you're kind of dreaming. So now Neptune is like the dream world. So that's like Mars trine Neptune is like making you dream, making you think of like a dreamy space to be in. Um, I think that's about it that I have for that. Um, yeah, that's about what I had for that chart.
Yeah, because this was during the winter time, January. People was in the house. You talked about it earlier. Michael Jackson premiere is on. We cozied up. We got to remember the time. And they ain't even know what they was in for when well, the song was of course released prior to the video. We about to get to the video release date because that came the following month. But think about when the song was released and people are like, "What is this?" Dun dun dun. You know, Teddy put his new jack on it. What's this? Dun 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 dun. Do you remember, girl? So you had the rhythms going. People was like, "Yeah, we ready." Now I don't distinctly remember when this song came out. I remember when "Bad" and some other songs were released because I would have been in eighth grade this year. I was 14. Yeah, but yeah, it's just a monumental time in history because we talked about it before with this era, the beginning of the 1990s, Vanilla Ice was the beginning of the Ice Age. This was like that, I'd say 1991 to 95 was like these monumental songs that set the tone.
Yeah.
And they've been these songs that last a lifetime. Cause this song, Remember the Time, could have came out today.
Yeah.
It could have came out in 2026 and people like, that's fresh. That joint tight. They're like, we like that. Who that new artist? And this when the video, and then when the video came out on February the 2nd, see, they don't be doing this stuff by chance. Cause listen to the numbers. 2-2. 2-2 1992.
Yeah.
Hmm. So that was on the double twos. That's one of my favorite numbers. And guess what that day was? Another 10. 10 of spades. So this is
Oh.
right along with his birth card, the 10 of hearts, but this is the 10 of spades, solidifying this as a video that forces you to get into your consciousness, that forces you to think about, because they had the Egyptian. What the Egyptians known for?
The pyramid.
Mathematics, all of
Mm,
this
mm,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, the pyramids, building the pyramids from the stars, because everybody's still trying to figure out how they built them damn pyramids. Well, you know we got pyramids over Egypt, and then over here in Egypt, yeah, there's arguments, and there's people who say over here in the United States is Egypt. So maybe Michael Jackson, do you think he knew that? That's why he said, "Remember the time." Like he had them people in there,
He
like
might have
he
known
had Magic
something.
Johnson in there. He
Yeah,
could have been
Magic
sending
Johnson,
us a
Eddie Murphy.
message. And but think about it. All the people he had in there were in films or they were from Africa. So for example, Eddie Murphy had been in Coming to America. So it was all
Oh,
about
yeah.
this transcontinental Iman. Where's she from? You see what I'm saying? Just Michael Michael and his team, they be putting the messages in the music. Video release date February 2nd. They said y'all gonna get this. Y'all gonna remember the time when we fell in love, cuz it's a love song, but to me you could interpret it so many ways. You could interpret it as a love song between like a husband and a wife or boyfriend girlfriend, or it's a love song with yourself. It's a love song with your history.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's remember the time. Yeah. I know you got something about when the video was released.
Uh,
Do you have?
yeah, yeah, I do have a slideshow for that. Yeah, for this one, I got the cosmic rhythm, the astrology behind the Remember the Time premiere, and they even put the pyramid and the hieroglyphics here on the background.
The beetle?
Yeah,
Ain't that some? That's the beetle. Wasn't the beetle real prevalent in Egypt? And then he turned around and bought the Beatles catalog.
yeah, I didn't even think about that until just now. Yeah, that is
See, I
true.
be seeing the symbols.
you connecting the dots like the constellations here in the picture.
That's what you gotta, that's what you supposed to do. And he looked like one of his inspirations here. The way they have him pictured in this image, he looked like Fred Astaire.
Oh, yeah.
Cause it's like this graceful dance. Y'all know he loved all of that stuff and James Brown and
Yeah. When that video premiered, it was, yeah, February 2nd, 1992, the worldwide cultural event. It yeah, it broadcast simultaneously across Fox, BET, MTV, ABC, NBC. The event captured massive global audience with Fox broadcast alone recording a 13.1 Nielsen rating. I think that means 13 million viewers that
mm,
watched it live. So I mean, that was probably matching what the Super Bowl was getting viewers on at that time. Yeah, all these different networks. You nothing. I mean, I don't think anything really does that now, except for maybe a presidential address or something. But other than that, everybody's video just pops up on YouTube. You don't get premieres like this anymore. Yeah, and it was a short film blueprint. The project demanded epic scale, filmed at Universal Studios, Hollywood backlot. The 9-minute production featured an ancient Egyptian aesthetic and groundbreaking visual effects because his special effects and all his videos were always like way ahead of even what was in most movies at the time.
mm.
Like the part where he spun around and turned into dust and then blew away and morphed into the panther, and there was all kind of stuff in this video. John Singleton directed it, and Fatima Robinson was the choreographer. The cast included heavyweights like Eddie Murphy, Iman, the supermodel, and Magic Johnson. Um, in the sky that night. Oh, you were saying something?
Mm-mm.
Oh, as millions tuned in, a rare, heavy concentration of planetary energy gathered overhead on February 2nd, 1992, featured a massive. Wait, I think this one might have been wrong. This slide, I think. Let me see. It's a single. No, the video. It said Capricorn. This is Capricorn. Look, that's Moon, Mercury, Venus. Okay, that was Venus, Uranus, Neptune, and Mars. Actually, that was in Capricorn during that. Uh, during that. So this slide here is actually wrong. So I'm gonna skip this one.
Would you
Um,
say that was similar to the alignment we had the other night last week or not? What was that five planet
uh,
thing we had?
I forget exactly which planets, but I think it was 6 planets that were all in alignment, or all, yeah, that were all in alignment together. But yeah, this,
Yeah, y'all gotta chime in the comments and let us know which of the planets were in alignment. Cause something y'all know I be connecting the dots. Cause won't that the same day that Trump and them bomb Iran when we had the alignment?
yeah, that was the same day.
So this was another bomb. I'm just saying the video was a bomb. because it was the bomb, and then we had the bomb in 2026. I'm just saying the astrology be telling you what's going on. People, the world paying attention to one event. The world paid attention to this video event too.
Yeah. And we had cosmic innovation. Transiting Uranus was sextile to his natal moon, and the what that means, that's the imagination making an extremely good transit for creative work and giving new freshness and innovative qualities to one's art, which is the special effects and having the A-list celebrities featured in the video. And it wasn't just a video; it was a short film actually. Um, this directly was the experimental nature of the Dangerous album. Teddy Riley's fresh new jack swing sound pushed the envelope of pop music, while the short film utilized pioneering, groundbreaking visual effects and previously unseen in the medium. So his music video or short film really like was so far ahead of everything else that was coming out at the time. Flawless craftsmanship. That was the transiting Venus and Mercury, which was conjunct, and that was trying to his natal sun. And that is one of the most pleasant transits favorable for making a good impression, communicating clearly, and executing creative and craft projects. Evident in the seamless studio collaborations, Teddy Riley laid down a meticulous grooves and guide vocals matched with Michael's isolated lead vocals and complex layered harmonies fast, no, that famously pushed through the roof of the microphone. And the power to transform, that was Pluto being opposite of Mars, and that is powerful energies that can be used to accomplish much work and make great changes around you. This intense transformative power manifested physically in the rehearsal room, leading to an awe-inspiring moment that left professional dancers entirely stunned.
Hmm.
The shock of the rehearsal room. There was one interview that I used for this, and it was some of the dancers that were talking about the choreography, and they said when they rehearsed it that he was like just kind of like casually going along with it, but once the camera came on, like he turned it up to a different level, and they said they were like, oh wow, he really went so they almost forgot what was going on. They forgot the route. She was like, I literally forgot the routine because I didn't know he was going to do that. So he just went off and did some other special moves, and they were like, oh, they almost got lost for a second. The ultimate culmination, that's Jupiter opposite his natal moon. And this brings time when relationships and feelings produce results, indicating a culmination of efforts yielding warm feelings and generous rewards. The perfect encapsulation of the February 2nd premiere, the immense combined efforts of the production yielded an overwhelmingly warm reception from an adoring public across multiple global networks. And it was written in the stars. The simultaneous broadcast of Remember the Time stands as a towering achievement in pop culture history, by examining the massive Capricorn stellium and mapping the precise transits of Uranus, Venus, Mercury, Pluto, and Jupiter, the cosmic blueprint of February 2nd, 1992 becomes undeniably clear when unparalleled earthly talent meets a perfect celestial window, history is made.
Making of the History. That was the name of another album on it.
Yeah, that was the next album that came out after this one.
Hmm. I took the time to look at the cardology behind the word remember, because that's where we are right now in this space and time. We are all being forced to remember who we are, whether that's remembering your soul mission, remembering your ancestors, forgetting about the illusion, and just remembering. So, what does remember represent? That one's an ace. So we have one end of the spectrum, the ace, I mean, the king of diamonds on the song release date. Now, for the video release date, I mean, for remember, we had the ace of diamonds. So, what this is, when you are in remembrance, remember the time, is you're looking within to remember. Anytime we say, oh, I need to remember my name, or I need to remember what I ate for dinner, or I need to remember what I came here to do on earth, it's you looking within. You got to look within. That's what the ace is all about. It's about the one, the only one, the individual. Who are you? What do you value? So in this song by I'm sure him, Teddy Riley, and whoever titled the song, they were giving us the message to go within. Remember, remember who you are. Remember where you started. Remember the time. Remember the time. People these days be talking about switching timelines, and the timeline splits and all this stuff. That's what it's about. You got to remember the time sometimes. Cause what were you saying the other day that it seemed like you done flipped the timeline? You ain't seen the same kids and new parents showing up. What? Tell us what's going on.
Yes, I don't know. It seems weird. It's like on my way to work, I usually see the kids at the bus stop, and it seems like over the past few weeks, it seems like there's a whole different set of kids out there now. And instead of the mom walking one of the girls to the bus stop, now I'm seeing the dad standing in the driveway now watching his daughter go to the bus stop instead of the mom. So now I'm like, what happened? Did I wake up in another dimension somewhere? What happened?
You did. That's what we all going through, especially if you've done your healing and you're open and you're not getting stuck in this war mentality. You're not stuck in this divisive mentality. You are remembering who you are. You probably experiencing some timeline glitches or a whole lot more deja vu, synchronicities, all kinds of things. Like, didn't I do this before? We always have that here on earth, but it's happening more and more for people from the reports I've heard. And it comes with remembrance. But if you choose, because for some of us, we may choose to just stay stuck with, I'm going to call it stuck with Trump. Because you know what he represents. He's just a symbol of this hate. I'm not saying Trump is all hateful, but he's a symbology for people of this old world of where, because they just had the election in Texas, and the lady Jasmine Crockett, she lost, and people upset about that because one of her campaign ads said she won't even made the ad against her opponent in Texas. She made her ad against Trump. So it's like the Democrats, I don't know what they doing. Well, this country is defunct anyway. Like the Constitution gone. They not gonna tell y'all this, but y'all listen to what Elmira say, cause I be listening to the people. If you look at some of this stuff, the country ain't in operations. That's why they ain't let Congress vote on the war. That's why the Department of Justice ain't really doing their full measures with these Epstein files because they can't. Pay attention what happens this year and next year, y'all. Remember this moment. All right, we got one final thing because Michael Jackson performed on the 1993 Soul Train Music Awards. I think this was actually probably the fifth Soul Train Music Awards, and of course they stopped it just last year. Was the final on March the 9th, 1993. He won three awards. He won the Humanitarian Award. He won the Best R&B Soul Single. Remember the time? He also won the Best R&B Soul Album for Dangerous. Dangerous. And guess what day that was? A ace. Because Michael Jackson is all
Oh,
about
another
going
day.
within. Yeah, another ace. Ace of spades. And y'all know this is the same birth card as D'Angelo. So like the day he performed this, he was injured. His foot was injured. So even as he was sitting on that throne on the stage, he was he was fully present. He was fully himself, like you said in the chart. He was like this king, this god. He wasn't even dancing. He was with his body, but he won't up full dancing because he couldn't because his foot was injured. He said, I'm doing this thing no matter what because I'm the ace of spades. It's an ace day. I came to, I did not come to play. I know you got some goodies for us. My goodies, my goodies, my good. And then I don't know why I'm singing that that Sierra song. Young girl, what I'm not just what you're looking for. Sexy, independent, and hit the floor. Oh, 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 oh. Well,
Uh,
Michael Jackson paved the way for Sierra.
yeah. I got the chart here for the day that of the Soul Train Awards. Let's see. Yeah, this is the chart for just the award show. And that was interesting because it had Jupiter and the moon was conjunct that day. So that's like big emotion. Um, then you had Pluto square Saturn. That's like power and discipline. So it's an award show. So people who are disciplined, they're hard. Saturn is the hard work paying off, and Pluto is the awards being won. Um, so we got Mars square and Jupiter and the moon. So there's a lot of emotion and performances that were going on that night. And then if we look at this with Michael's chart, we can see that he had let's see, yeah, Mercury and the Sun was conjunct here, and that was square to his natal Saturn. So that meant his mind was sharp, and that also meant that he would make a big impression on the night with his performance, even though he was sitting down with the his ankle was taped up, um, and disciplined thinking. So of course he wasn't able to do the dance, all the dance moves he wanted, but he was able to still perform. Then you had let's see, where's Venus? Oh, Venus right here was trying to his midheaven and to his natal Saturn. And for that favored creative activities. like being the song and performing, and also received an outpouring of affection because with him winning the awards, of course, everyone showed him love that night. Venus is love, and midheaven Saturn, that's career accomplishment. So he was receiving love for his accomplishment of the hit single. Um, and also that's yeah, Venus trine Saturn is creative work. So that was of course a creative song, creative work that was done. Um, that's about all I got for that.
Did you see
Um,
I don't know if I saw that back in 1993 when it came out. Do you remember if you saw it?
I don't know if I remember. I don't remember seeing it then. I've seen it since then, but yeah, I don't know if I remember that at the time it happened. And something else I
I know I
read,
didn't because we weren't.
I was surprised to see that Boys to Men won the best music video over Remember the Time for End of the Road.
Hmm.
I couldn't believe it when I read that. I was like, how did that? I mean, it's a good song, but I don't know how any video could have won over Remember the Time.
Well, you gotta go back there to 92, 93. Yes, we fully grasped the concept of that music video, but when you think about, let's just call it Boys to Men and the impact of that song, End of the Road, more people were probably feeling it and they could easily digest that video. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
because
seeing.
that probably was
Because
the bigger
Michael,
song at the time.
yeah.
Because I think Remember the Time only made it to number 3 on the Billboard, I think.
Mm. Because everybody wanted to sing, although we go till the end of the road, still I can't let go. It's unnatural. You belong to me. I belong to you. Girl, I'm alone here. I know at our graduation in 1996, that was played. I don't know if it was actually played. Yes, it was played at the graduation, played at the prom, all that. Boys to Men, end of the road. Well, that's the end of the road for this too. You got any final words about Michael Jackson or Remember the Time?
I mean, it's one of those timeless songs that just never gets old. And like you said earlier, it fits pretty much in any time period. It still could come out as a new single today.
I wonder if anybody. That's the thing about Michael Jackson's music. You can't really do a remake of it. Because can you imagine somebody doing Billie Jean or remaking Thriller or.
No, no, it wouldn't. It definitely wouldn't be the. So the only person I could think of that might try it might be Bruno Mars, and I
Mm,
would say maybe Chris Brown because of the dancing, but singing wise, it wouldn't. It just wouldn't. It just wouldn't sound the same. It just like some things you
yeah,
just have to leave alone.
yeah. And on the tail end of that, y'all, I mentioned it earlier. The film is coming out on April the 24th. Y'all got to go see this film. Michael's nephew, Jafar, is starring in the film. They are wowed about how much he looks, acts, resembles his uncle. And guess what day that is? It's a 10, another 10. It's the 10 of
Yeah, that's what I was
clubs.
gonna ask.
The tens showing up all over this chart, the tens and the aces, because that's what he represents. They did not choose this release date by chance because when talks of this movie first came out, it was supposed to come out in the fall. But this is actually better, I feel, because this comes out similar to Sinners last year, because Sinners came out what in March last year, so the springtime is this good juiciness for a film of this magnitude. They got to get the people. I know we gonna go see it, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was trying to see if I can pull up a chart for that date real quick.
Yeah,
I didn't even think
it's
about that.
April 24th this year. Cause as you do that, I don't know. I think I might break out some Michael Jackson to go to the show, to go to the movie. I gotta maybe wear a glove. I gotta have my outfit. I gotta, I gotta do something special. I might gotta make me a red jacket, something. I never, I was never one to dress as Michael Jackson. Now my nephew did. My nephew came out the womb. I don't know how he knew Michael Jackson, but that's how the kids are. My nephew was born in '05, 2005. And every year up until us, I don't know, maybe up until he was about 7 or 8, he would dress as Michael Jackson for Halloween. He had on his high waters, his white socks, his black hat. He just loved, and my nephew Cyrus loved the old Michael Jackson. So he like your nephew. He likes the Jackson 5 stuff more than the his solo projects, cuz he would listen to that music all the time. Tweedly, 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 tweet, 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 tweet. Don't run it up all day long. Come in from and sing this song. Go to Bears on Table Street. 2300 Jackson Street. All way home. I used to have that album. The Jacksons did an album that came out in the 90s sometime, but they had a lot of different tunes on there. Okay, I gotta ask, why you coming up with this chart? What is up with Jermaine's hairline? I mean, this
I
off
don't
topic,
know
but it's
what
on topic.
he.
Maybe it's something in
I,
his chart that say he.
yeah, I gotta do some more research on that. He got Sharpie, tar, Gorilla
It's
Glue. He
all
got
kinds of stuff.
all the stuff, duct tape.
Oh,
Yeah,
you trying to say he like the
tank.
gorilla lady, the gorilla glue girl?
He got plastic. I don't. He got all kind of stuff, and I don't even. I don't even think that's hair up there.
Right. What's up there? That's a good question, Jermaine.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Jermaine.
Uh, I did look at that. The day of that premiere. One thing that really stands out is you got Mercury trying to the moon that day. So Mercury is communication. That's a Leo moon. So that's like a performance, singing. Then
Mm,
you got Venus, Neptune here. I mean Venus, Uranus right here. That's that's like an event, like a performance. So that's like I guess that'd be a good date for a premiere. And you
mm-hmm.
got Pluto square the sun. That's another big deal. That's kind of like a career accomplishment, like I think I've seen that when people win awards, there's often the sun square Pluto somewhere in the chart. Um, Tried to pull it up with his chart, but it didn't really take it. Um, let's see, trying to see what really stands out here. Is we got the sun would be on, oh, the south node is on Michael's sun that day.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think exactly what that would mean because the south node is kind of like, I don't know, I guess that's kind of like, I don't want to say an ending, but I guess that's like, maybe that just means this is probably the last Michael Jackson movie that's going to come out.
Hmm.
Uh, Possibly. Then we got the sun trine the sun. That's always a positive. And then the sun trine Pluto. So we got Pluto activating two times with the sun because this, yeah. So Pluto, yeah, Pluto's conjunct the sun pretty much that day, and also, oh no, that's his chart is over here, Pluto and Sun. Then you got the moon is on his Uranus, and Venus is there. Yeah, so it's actually a lot going on. The moon trying to his Jupiter, that's another big thing. Yeah, it's gonna be a big yeah, this is definitely gonna be a big premiere. Can't wait to see how it goes.
Yeah, somebody in the chat said they're probably not going to go see it. Dream Master Geo, we see you. I'm going to go see it because I want to see the presentation of the film, how they put it together, because I've heard so much about it. I love going to the movies, filmmaking, all of that. So I'm definitely I gotta go. We gonna go check it out, right? We gonna make it's gonna be like Sinners, better, but it might be better than Sinners. I don't know. We gotta see if it's better than Black Panther, better than Sinners. You know.
Yeah, people are gonna show up with their jackets and people are gonna be performing in the theater. I'm sure it's gonna be a show before you get in the theater and while you're in the theater. Especially depending on
Yeah, because I
what theater
noticed
you go
here in
watch it at.
Atlanta, you right, depending on the theater where you go to see it. Oh yeah, his nephew is doing amazing, right? Yeah, I agree. Just reading the people in the chat. That goes to show you, yes, we got astrology and cardology, but there's also genealogy, y'all. What they say, the apple don't fall far from the tree. It's in the genes. Billie Jean, and they ain't talking about that kind of gene, but it is. It's in the genes. Because I know there's stuff that I do that I inherited from my grandparents or my parents, my mom or my dad. We all do. Even some uncles, aunts, cousins. It's in the genes. My Pemberton, what I got? I got Pemberton, Lofton, Jackson, White. Who you got in your family? What's your last names? We throwing out gene sets tonight.
Uh, Kershaw, Rivers, Martin, Charles, Hales.
Hmm.
Yes, a couple of names.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a queen of clubs. I just can't wait. Oh, I can't watch. Oh, really? You can't watch any movies? Okay, Queen of Clubs, you better go represent because you Erica Badu. You got that same energy. Like Erica, probably you don't watch movies because you make movies. Hmm. That's what it's all about. Okay, well, we're going to close out for tonight. This has been another episode of Sumter and Kent where we break down your favorite music hits. My name is Elmira,
And my name is Terrence.
and we will see you next time on the flip side